Hey everybody, so I'm back. I know it's been a while, we'll get into that later, but today I am here to tell you about an amazing stack of books that have come out recently or are coming out very soon that I am sure you are going to want to have on your TBR. Do love to share books with you, you know that's my thing, so let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe, and of course I hope you're reading an amazing book or two or three or four. It has been a very busy time in my world and my family's world lately. I've been away for a little bit. We've had some stuff go on in the family, so we took care of that, and we are getting over some stuff that's been going on. Work has been crazy. I've been traveling. I'm finally home for a couple weeks in a row, which I am very, very thankful for, and just recouping from quite a couple of weeks, if I'm being honest with you. But that doesn't mean that I don't have amazing books to tell you all about. I have been reading myself, reading some amazing books, slowly but surely, not at my normal rate, but hey, sometimes life, it just doesn't let you, right? But today, I am here to make your TBR explode. So get out that pen, that paper, that Goodreads, however you keep track of that TBR. If you are so able, get these books from your local independent bookstore, or if you are a library user, get your library to get you a copy as soon as possible. So I'm gonna start actually with three books that are excellent October reads. Spice it up with a little bit of scary. I think that's always a bit of fun. The first book is actually a book that was sent to me. It is not a new release, but I wanted to make sure and thank Tor for sending me this. It's a fantastic October read. It's such a beautiful copy of this book, and that's The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Lavalle, and this is again out from TORDOTCOM. This is if you like your horror, your scary reads with a touch of magic. This is the story of Charles Thomas Hester, who lives in New York City, and he is just sort of scraping by to take care of both himself and his father. And he sort of knows that there's certain things in the world that have sort of a magic feel to them. But one day he actually delivers an occult book to a woman that is the reclusive sorceress in the heart of Queens. And as he opens that door and dives deeper into that realm of magic, it sort of gets him on the list of some beings he may not want to be on the list on. So that's The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Lavalle, and this is out now from Tor.com. Okay, next is a book that just arrived, so I don't know a ton about it, but sounds absolutely terrifying. And that's The Hollow Kind by Andy Davidson. This is out from MCD by FSG. You know, I just love to say that. So this is the story of Nail Gardner. She is a young mother. I think she's a single mother, and she inherits this estate from her long-lost grandfather, this estate in Georgia. And it's his sort of legacy, right? And she arrives there. She finds out it's not all that it's hacked up to be. It's really just a home in the middle of a forest. It's a little bit run down. But for her, it's an escape. It's an escape from her abusive husband and really just a place to lay low and sort of rebuild. But her son, who comes with her, soon finds that there's something lurking beneath the soil, something demon-esque that is there and ready to sort of destroy souls. And the return of his mother, who I believe is named Nellie. Yes, Nellie. Her return has awoken it, and things are gonna go, scary. And it has this great little map. It just seems like it's gonna be terrifying, and that makes it a fantastic October read. So that's The Hollow Kind by Andy Davidson, out from MCD by FSG. And the last is a horror novel sent to me also by Tor.com, and that is Leech by Hiron, Ennes. And let me just make sure. I don't think this one is translated. It is not translated. I just need to check every once in a while. This book is a little more complicated, so I'm going to use the help of the book jacket. In an isolated chateau as far north as north goes, the Baron's doctor has died. The doctor's replacement has a mystery to solve, discovering how the Institute lost track of one of its many bodies. For hundreds of years, the Provincial Medical Institute has grown by taking root in young minds and shaping them into doctors, replacing every human practitioner of medicine. The Institute is here to help humanity, to cure and to cut, to cradle and protect the species from the apocalyptic horrors their ancestors unleash. In the frozen north, the Institute's body will discover a competitor for its rung on the top of the evolutionary ladder. A parasite is spreading through the Baron's castle, already a dark pit of secrets, lies, violence, and fear. The two who will make war on the battlefield of the body. Whichever wins, humanity will lose again. And that is Leech by Hiron Ennes, out from TORDOTCOM. I know, that sounds great. That doesn't even sound like only a Halloween read. I think you could read that all year round. But I think those are some good October reads. What do you think? So I have another stack here of books, and hopefully I'll move them over here without dropping them. Two of the books I'm going to mention, I actually mentioned in my last book haul, but I do want to make sure that they're on your radar. The first one is The Matchmaker's Gift by Lynda, Cohen, Loigman, and this is out from St. Martin's Press. You know that I am such a sucker for the books where it's like a family saga split between generations. So we have two women at the heart of this book. The first is set in 1910, and we have Sarah, who lives in New York's Lower East Side, and she is a matchmaker. But she has this talent, this magic for it. But she's always been on the down low because it's always been a male-dominated occupation, or I'm calling it an occupation. You know what I mean? And she's decided she's going to change that. She's going to go out and she is going to sort of make her way and make her name in it. 2 generations later, we have her granddaughter, who is a divorce attorney, which I think is poetically on the nose. I do love the idea of it. And her grandmother becomes ill. And when she comes home, she is given sort of this library of information. And the granddaughter starts to realize that maybe society's view of relationships and what she does for a living may be cynical and may not really be looking at the big picture. So I want to say thank you very much, St. Martin's Press. They sent me a little bit of tea and this beautiful book. So that's The Matchmaker's Gift by Lynda, Cohen, Loigman, and this is out from St. Martin's Press. Okay. Next is a little bit of a fantasy read for y'all, and that's The Monsters We Defy by Leslye, Penelope, and this is out from Redhook. This is I've been reading a lot of books lately, actually, with people who can see and commune with spirits, and this is the story of Claire Johnson, who can talk to spirits, and it's saved her, but it's also cursed her, and she is had something occur that left her indebted to the spirit world, and something comes up and she is offered an opportunity to sort of get out of what has been going on in her life, to become free. And what that means is that she has to steal this magical ring from the wealthiest woman in the district. And she goes on this adventure to do it. She meets other characters, and you know, it becomes an adventure, a fantasy adventure. Someone can see the dead trying to steal from a sorceress or a magical ring. Come on. You know it's going to be fun. Leslye Penelope is a fantastic writer. I've read her Earthsinger trilogy. I believe that's what it's called. Absolutely adored it. So that's The Monsters We Defy by Leslye Penelope, out from Redhook. Okay. A book I talked about when it came in as an arc, but it has just come out. And I know that Chen is on tour right now in the US, I think mainly on the East Coast. But this is his novel, Ghost Town. This is out from Europa. This is translated from both the Mandarin and the Taiwanese by Daryl Stirk. And so this book is the story of a young boy. He is a member of a family. He lives in a small Taiwanese town. And he flees that town because he is gay and he doesn't want to live under sort of the patriarchal, parochial Taiwanese culture. He wants to go out and explore. So he goes to Berlin, where he gets a boyfriend. Now, this book actually takes place all in one day when he returns to that small town after getting out of jail for having killed his boyfriend. And he returns home. His parents are gone. His sisters are sort of spread. Some are gone. Some are married. Some are just angry. Some are dealing with their own issues, right? And over one day, and I believe it's the Ghost Festival, nearly a decade later, he arrives and he sort of has to come to terms with everything. So I think it sounds fantastic. I want to thank Europa very much for sending me a finished copy. That's Kevin Chen's Ghost Town, out from Europa Editions. Again, translated from the Mandarin and the Taiwanese by Daryl Stirk. So, okay. You know, I've talked about this, and my next video will be the second part of my wrap-up video, which was the entire, almost, long list for the National Book Award. One book had not come out until after the shortlist was already announced. And I want to thank One World for sending that to me. And that's When We Were Sisters by Fatimah, Asghar, and again, out from One World. I will say I didn't know what to expect. I only knew the summary of this book, but as I've started to sort of read it, there's real poetry in this. Very much playing with words, playing with style, playing with form. But this is the story of three sisters, three Muslim American sisters that come together after the death of their parents. The book deals with sort of the oldest having to take over that role of older sister parent because there are no other parents. The middle sister is sort of struggling with how to hang on to that sense of family when things sort of go awry. And then the youngest child is dealing with just some of coming into life, dealing with gender identity, and how all of that sort of comes together. So it's really a story of orphans, these three orphan girls, and how they come of age in America. And yeah, no, I'm really excited about this one. I want to thank One World so much for sending me a copy. And that's When We Were Sisters by Fatimah Asghar, out from One World. Okay. 2 more books, and then this video is wrapped up, and you can go buy all of them as soon as possible. Now, I have not read any fiction by Dani Shapiro, and this is her newest novel. And I know it's been some time since she's written fiction. Now, or maybe you, I know her as a nonfiction writer. She wrote Inheritance, and what was the last? I saw her speak for, I want to say, Hourglass. Yes, I want to say that was the one I saw her speak for. She is a brilliant, brilliant speaker. If you ever get a chance to watch or see Dani Shapiro speak, I highly recommend it. And this is her new fiction novel, born sort of out of the COVID pandemic. It starts in 1985. It is the summer. You have 3 teenagers. They are partying. They're out there. An accident occurs. It changes this town forever. And not only the lives of the children involved, but also the doctor that responds. And a secret sort of comes about because of this, and he has to hide it for the rest of his life. And then we go into the future. A new family moves into town. They're about to have a baby boy. And the sort of what happened has been lost in the lore of the town. But one of the people who moves to town becomes friends with the doctor. And as he becomes friends with the doctor, who's now older and retired and struggling because his wife is ill, and as past events sort of come out of the woodwork, things start to happen that no one really saw coming, if that makes sense. So that is Signal Fires by Dani Shapiro. This is out from Knopf, so thank you very much, Knopf, for sending this my way. And I highly recommend all of Dani Shapiro's nonfiction, so you do that. The last book I want to tell you about is Hester by Laurie, Lico, Albanese, out from St. Martin's Press as well. I have to show y'all. So it came with this so Hester, Scarlet Letter, we all know it, right? Came with this absolutely adorable handkerchief, and then this pen and a bookmark. It's so nice of them. And I remember I read The Scarlet Letter in 10th grade. It was a required reading, 11th grade, American literature class. I remember reading it and being blown away by it. So I was really excited on this sort of reinvention of that. And this story, I'm going to use it to help me a little bit just because I want to make sure I make it clear. So Isabel Gamble is a young seamstress carrying generations of secrets when she sets sail from Scotland in the early 1800s with her husband Edward, an apothecary who has fallen under the spell of opium. He has piled up debts, forcing them to flee Glasgow for a fresh start in the New World. But only days after they've arrived in Salem, Edward abruptly joins a departing ship as a medic, leaving Isabel penniless and alone in a strange country, forced to make her way by any means possible. When she meets a young Nathaniel Hawthorne, you know I am obsessed when people do fictionalized accounts of authors. The two are instantly drawn to each other. He is a man haunted by his family's role in the Salem witch trials, while she is a skilled needleworker troubled by her own mysterious talents. As weeks pass and Edward's safe return seems unlikely, Nathaniel and Isabel grow dangerously close. Together they are a muse and a dark storyteller, the enchanter and the enchanted. But which is which? You know you want to go buy it right now. Hester by Laurie, Lico, Albanese, and this is out from St. Martin's Press. So that's quite a stack. I'm not going to try to lift them up because I will drop them, but I hope every single one of those books winds up on your TBR. They are all fantastic. And as always, I so appreciate you. I know you guys have been with me for a long time. So many of you all have watched my videos. I really, really do appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and feel free to hit the bell and all that. And as always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everyone.